Coming up, the biggest 3-on-3 basketball tournament in the Commonwealth, attracting thousands to our area. And a look at Western PA's first and oldest street painting festival.
6 News at 11. Coverage you can count on starts now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Stoker Wieczorek. Johnstown hockey legend Steve Carlson is recovering from an accident that sent him to the emergency room. A GoFundMe page has been set up for people who are willing to help. A loved one says they and Steve were e-biking in the opposite direction of a car. They say it was unclear if the car was turning, as it reportedly was slowing down but didn't have its blinker on. They say Steve crashed after the car both hit the brakes. Loved ones say they are thankful for the community support and say they hope people will continue to help. We're following developing news of a fire in Centre County. Now, dispatchers confirming little to 6 News at this time, besides saying the original call came in at 4:18 this afternoon. They also say crews are currently on the scene putting out the blaze. We will continue to follow this developing story on air and online. We also have confirmation from Jefferson County dispatchers about an incident that happened at the county fair today. Officials confirming a person was trapped after an accident at the fair's demolition derby. They say they got a call regarding the incident at 8 this evening. They also confirmed that Pine Creek Station 10, Jefferson County EMS 90, and a Life Flight helicopter was dispatched to the scene. Officials have not yet released the condition of the person who was injured. A Clearfield County man is facing multiple charges, including a felony, after state police say he pulled a gun on an internet service repairman in Pike Township July 14th. According to a press release, 62-year-old Clyde Smay prevented the man from leaving his home after the requested work was not completed. State police say during an altercation, Smay obtained a firearm and made threats towards the victim. The press release states it was discovered during an investigation that Smay was a felon and prohibited from possessing a firearm. According to state police, Smay was released from the Clearfield County Jail after posting bail. Online court docket shows Smay faces 1 felony charge of possession of a prohibited firearm, a charge of terroristic threats with intent to terrorize, and others. Court docket shows Smay's preliminary hearing is scheduled for July 28th.
We are getting ready for higher temperatures tomorrow, but it looks like a great way to end the weekend. We'll have plenty of sunshine and we'll stay mostly dry. Temperatures rise to 81, and that is the start of above average temperatures. We're also looking at 81 on Monday, but we will have the next chance for showers and storms. That's followed by an even bigger warm up. Temperatures will be in the mid 80s on Tuesday, and after that, temperatures continue to rise for the second half of the week. I'll let you know what to expect coming up in my full forecast.
Taking a look into the community, Johnsonburg is saying farewell to one of its well-known brick facade structures located on the 500 block of Market Street. The town's Opera House was destroyed in the storm that blasted through our coverage area on July 20th. Community trust officials say it's been in town since 1892. They recount the structure reportedly being considered by some as the best opera house between Chicago and New York City. Officials say contractors are looking to create a safe area surrounding the building and that the borough has hired an excavator to start tearing it down on Monday. Hundreds of teams and thousands of people gathering in the streets of Altoona today for the annual Hoops Fest. Brock Owens tells us why organizers say this event is becoming rooted into Blair County and its community.
Organizers of Hoops Fest say this may be a basketball tournament, but in this community, it means so much more.
Event planners say the event is run by the nonprofit Joshua House. Started 25 years ago to help children. And just a few years later, Hoops Fest was created.
We try to help kids find hope. We try to help kids find purpose. Young people, we do it through academics, we do it through athletics, and we do it through faith.
It's very important. You know, this is a Christian-oriented event. And I think it's very important to give the kids of today a viable option to everything else that's happening in the streets.
Hoops Fest founder Jim Kilmartin says 21 years ago, the inaugural Hoops Fest had 15 teams. and says this year 216 teams are competing.
They're coming from all over the state, from 6 different states, even a different nation, playing today.
He says Hoops Fest is becoming a staple of the community.
For the community to embrace it, the town, the city, the local businesses, we're just really grateful. It brings life. It's family friendly, it's wholesome, it brings great energy to the town. It's not just basketball, it's the culture, it's the environment that we've put together.
Event organizers say next year they're trying to make the event even bigger, trying to hit the 300-team mark. Reporting in Blair County, I'm Brock Owens.
Organizers in Somerset County say the Uptown Chalk the Block Festival is Western PA's first and oldest street painting festival taking place in Uptown Somerset. They say it's all about live art with 18 professional chalk artists emerging and youth artist competitions, live music, art demonstrations, activities, and more. Today is the second and final day of the festival. The annual Stuff the Bus event is being hosted by United Way in Bedford County today. Event organizers say this is the 7th year for the event, and leaders say they are accepting donations of school supplies and placing the items in a small bus. They say the donated items are being equally spread to all schools in Bedford County. Organizers say the Bedford County Sheriff's Office is helping with collection and distribution.
It's to kind of help offset the cost for families that are maybe having a little bit of trouble with the supplies going back to school.
She says if you're looking to donate in the future, you can call United Way Bedford County at 814-624-0041. In other news, the Band of Brothers Shakespeare Company is coming together to recreate the artist's, quote, genius and influence. They say their goal is to remind both actors and audience of the dignity in language and life. The production in Powell Steakhouse Park is called As You Like It. It's been going on almost every day since July 13th. It took place today for the final time at 7 p.m. Tickets are $10 for children and $15 for adults. The East Broad Top Railroad is holding its annual First Responders Day. Organizers say they're holding a day of immersive guided tours, trolley tours, and train rides. The East Broad Top Railroad says they want to thank those who serve and protect the local community. They say a portion of the proceeds from the day's events will be supporting the Robertsdale EMS. Still ahead, the Department of Justice is cracking down on the new border measures on the Rio Grande River.
This is 6 News at 11. Coverage you can count on.
A body discovered in the Delaware River on Friday is, quote, strongly believed to be one of the 2 young children who went missing during last weekend's deadly flood in Bucks County. Following 911 calls on Friday, police say a child matching the description of 2-year-old Maddie Shields was located in the area of the Philadelphia wastewater disposal plant just after 5 p.m. The body of the young girl was recovered from the water and she was pronounced dead at the scene before being transported to the medical examiner's office. Officials said an autopsy will be conducted was conducted yesterday. Matilda Shields and her 9-month-old brother Conrad Shields went missing in Bucks County last week when severe flooding claimed the lives of 5 people, including their mother, Katie Selly. Selly's husband managed to get their 4-year-old son out of the vehicle and they escaped the floodwaters. Officials said the search for a baby Conrad is ongoing and crews are set to be out today as conditions permit.
We will be in the water tomorrow, as planned. We will work tirelessly to ensure that Conrad is found.
The Justice Department intends to sue the state of Texas if floating buoys in the Rio Grande River are not removed. They have until Monday. Officials sent a letter to Governor Greg Abbott saying, quote, the floating barriers pose a risk to navigation as well as public safety. Abbott responded on Twitter saying the state has a, quote, sovereign authority to defend its border. The buoys are meant to prevent migrants from crossing over from Mexico. In a visit to New Hampshire on Friday, former Vice President Mike Pence said he's confident he'll meet the requirements to make the Republican debate stage next month. Pence is currently short of the individual donor threshold necessary to qualify. Adam Sexton reports on how he's working to get there.
On the First in the Nation primary campaign trail, Mike Pence is working to introduce voters to the regular guy underneath the vice presidential title.
I'm well known, but I'm not known well. And to have the opportunity to come to settings like this and spend the last several days traveling across New Hampshire and as we've been to states since we announced, it's so encouraging to me to hear people can learn more about us, our family, our heart.
At Pence's side is his wife Karen, the former Second Lady of the United States, who's also diving right into the retail politics of the Granite State.
I love all the little towns and burgs, and everyone seems to have its own character, and we're really, really enjoying it.
Room by room with Republican primary voters, Pence's personable approach appears to be having the intended effect.
It's actually the second time I've seen him in person, and he's just such a down-to-earth guy.
Translating those connections into support in the primary is another more difficult step. Pence is also still in the process of qualifying for the first Republican debate.
Oh, I'm confident we'll make the debate stage. We're not there yet. There's two different criteria. One is being at a certain number in the polls, which I'm humbled to say, easily reach. But having 40,000 individual donors, we're not offering kickbacks. We're not passing out gift cards or soccer tickets. We're just asking people for their support the old-fashioned way.
Some voters tell us they'd like to see Pence separate himself more forcefully from his former running mate.
He did what he was supposed to do on January 6th, but he has to distance himself from Trump.
We may soon get the answer to one of life's greatest mysteries. The question, are we really alone? On Wednesday, a House subcommittee will hold a hearing titled Unidentified Anomalous Phenomena Implications on National Security, Public Safety, and Government Transparency. The hearing will explore firsthand accounts of UFOs and their possible threats to national security.
Now, we don't know what UFOs represent to humanity yet, but these hearings coming up, that's hopefully what will shed some light on the capabilities of these advanced vehicles. Whose are they?
Air Force veteran David Grush is among those set to testify. He has previously made claims that the government has withheld information pertaining to UFOs.
Now, your severe weather Team 6 forecast.
I'm meteorologist Jasmine Lomax with a look at your forecast. We are mostly quiet around the region, and we have high pressure starting to build over the region. That's going to help to keep us nice and dry tomorrow. And the humidity, not too bad, but the humidity rises later in the week along with our temperatures. Overnight, we drop to the 50s and the 60s. Pretty comfortable as you wake up in the morning. This is followed by high temperatures reaching the upper 70s and the low 80s. We'll be around 81 once again on Monday, but notice that's when our rain chances increase. We have the chance for scattered showers and storms, mainly in the afternoon. And then we'll stay mostly dry on Tuesday, but we see those higher temperatures, 85, and even after that, the numbers continue to rise. So tomorrow, warmer temperatures, overall a great way to end the weekend. Then starting the work week, we have the chance for showers and storms. After that, we'll stay mostly dry, but we will have rising temperatures, and things will really start to heat up for the second half of the week. Notice on the Futurecast, we stay pretty quiet and dry overnight. We'll wake up to mostly sunny skies in the morning and possibly a few clouds. Then by the afternoon, still looking at mostly dry conditions as the temperatures reach the 70s and the 80s. But some areas could be looking at some very isolated stray showers. The rain will be on the lighter side, so we're not talking a washout. On Monday, we start off with dry weather and more clouds, but by the afternoon, we'll have the next chance for showers and storms as we get ready for our latest weather maker. Just be prepared for that rain in the afternoon. It could continue into the evening, possibly having an impact on your commute home. After that, though, we're back to mostly dry weather on Tuesday. It looks pretty good for Wednesday, and then on Thursday and Friday, mostly dry for the forecast. That's followed by the next chance for showers and storms on Saturday. We're talking scattered showers and storms, so not a washout. 58 for the low temperature with mostly clear skies and cool conditions. Then tomorrow, a great day for heading outside and maybe spending some time at the pool. 81 for the high temperature, above average for this time of year. We'll have plenty of sunshine and winds out of the west-southwest around 5 to 10 miles per hour. 81 again on Monday with the next chance for showers and storms. We'll be around 85 on Tuesday and again on Wednesday. Then the temperatures heat up to the upper 80s and the low 90s on Thursday and again on Friday. After that, we have the next weather maker arriving on Saturday. Temperatures will be in the mid-80s.
Storms like the one we experienced on July 20th are frightening enough. Now, imagine being in this man's shoes who survived a hailstorm in his car that is now a total loss. Leon Purvis has the story.
The windshield almost caved completely in.
These are photos from the inside of Dan Hutton's car when the hailstorm rolled through the Garden City area. You can see glass all over his car. At first, he thought it would just be a normal drive from Garden City to Scott City.
Left work and I could see the thunder cell, but I thought, well, you know, having grown up in Western Kansas, I didn't think that it was anything to be too concerned about.
As he drove on Highway 83, the road conditions got worse.
I couldn't even see that far. I couldn't even see to the end of my car. It was not an experience that I want to ever have again.
He said while he was inside the car, all he could do was hope the windshield didn't shatter on him.
It was probably a good 10 minutes of, you know, just sitting there writing out the storm and saying some prayers and just waiting to see what happened.
Hutton says his car, which he believes is a total loss, can be replaced. He's just glad he's okay.
Got out and brushed all the glass as best I could out of my hair and off my face and clothes and stuff, but I have shards of glass that I can still feel in my arms that I'll probably be digging out for a few days.
And it wasn't just cars that were damaged. Look at this photo of a cornfield north of Garden City. The co-op says one of his surveyors says the crop damage is the worst he's ever seen, covering an area stretching more than 250,000 acres.
The Mega Millions jackpot is now $820 million. It comes after nobody won the top prize in Friday's drawing, which has been the case since April. The next drawing will be on Tuesday, but the chance of winning the jackpot are 1 in nearly 300 million. But a winning ticket does come with a possible $422 cash payout. This marks the 5th largest Mega Millions jackpot in history. And while no one won last night, 8 tickets matched the first 5 numbers, each claiming a $1 million prize. Gallaudet University is the largest university for deaf students in the country. Back in the 1950s, the Kendall School, a kindergarten through 12th grade school, operated on the Gallaudet campus. The school was initially segregated, but after a number of court battles, the Kendall School established a division for black and deaf students. Though they were still treated differently, and despite attending class, they never received their diplomas. That's until today. The university held a graduation ceremony for 23 black students and 4 black teachers. It comes 70 years after they were qualified to graduate. A handful of the students, as well as the descendants of the other students discriminated against, attended the ceremony. The university issued a statement that says, in part, Saturday's event is a significant part of Gallaudet's ongoing commitment to acknowledge and own its past racial and educational injustices. Sheetz is renovating a historic Blair County landmark. The company revealed its plans to bring some of the buildings back to life that reside on the Sarah Furnace property. The property is located at the intersection of Dunnings Highway and Quarry Road in Sproul. Initial plans include the 1832 Schoenberger Mansion, and a historic barn located on the property which they bought in 2020. Many of the buildings on site were originally used for an iron-making operation and almost 200 years old. Sheetz officials say the buildings will eventually provide lodging and event spaces for employees. Construction is expected to start in the spring. Key West celebrates its own version of running the bulls, and it's much tamer than what they do in Spain. Every year in Key West, men resembling Ernest Hemingway parade through the streets with life-size replicas of bulls on wheels. The event is part of the Hemingway Days celebration, which honors the author who lived in the Key West in the 1930s. Later this weekend, one of the bearded men will be chosen as the winner of the Hemingway Look-alike contest. Hemingway wrote some of his most enduring classics while living in Key West, including From Whom the Bell Tolls.
Here's a last look at the 7-day forecast. We are getting ready for a gorgeous end to the weekend. Temperatures reach the upper 70s and the low 80s. We'll have lots of sunshine. This is followed by 81 and the next chance for storms on Monday. Those storms mainly arrive in the afternoon, continuing into the evening. We'll stay mostly dry on Tuesday with high temperatures around 85. 85 again on Wednesday, and then temperatures rise to the upper 80s and low 90s on Thursday and Friday. We have the chance for scattered showers and storms on Saturday with highs in the mid 80s.
And Saturday Night Live is next. Get your latest news, weather, and sports anytime on WJACTV.com and the 6 News mobile app. Good night.